everyone, Nick from Nick's Crossing here, and welcome back to another railroad adventure. Today in Union Bridge, Maryland, home of the Western Maryland Historical Society. Behind me is the old original train station. I think the freight depot is next to it. And I've been here before. It's been about, I think 15 years or something crazy. I was in high school. My dad and I stumbled upon the museum. There's a gentleman outside mowing the grass. He's like, come on inside, I'll show you the museum. That was a long time ago, but great people here from what I remember. But behind me I have cool artifacts like the semaphore up there and some other stuff outside before we check out some of their rolling stock and also some of the indoor goodies. So here we go, everyone, all aboard. Alrighty guys, so outside, got some really cool signage here. It's an old position signal here, or semaphore type signal. And I'm not used to seeing these because everything I see out in the railroad is all position lights and pretty cool. I know the Western Maryland did use these, and it's really, really tall. It's about as tall as the eave of this building here. So it's pretty amazing. And then got all kinds of signal boxes here. And I'm not sure if that's like a timer in one part or the signal mechanics in the other. That's pretty cool. Then over here we have some mileposts that are made of like solid steel. Now we still use these out in the railroad, out in the PH or Harrisburg line. I've encountered these, and they are like concrete in the ground, very heavy. And here, you can go up to them. And some of them are filled with concrete. Like this one looks like it's all steel. Yeah, you can hear that one. So this is more like the style we use. It's got an open back. So if you go behind them, there you go. And then this one as well, it's just been painted over. And unfortunately, people are taking these things and using them for either scrap or their own enjoyment, but please don't do that. If you see mileposts out in the scenic railroad or whistle boards, leave them there. You know, that is stealing. And looks like over here we have a different type of, it's a piece of rail with a lantern fly. And this is a piece of rail right here. It's got the date marks on it. It's got your month markings and the date somewhere in here, but it's indicating something right there. So that's pretty cool. And we haven't even been in the museum yet. Also today, I've got the lovely lady over there joining me, and she allowed me to come out to a railroad museum. Can you believe it? So there we go. Let's get inside and check out some awesome artifacts. All right, guys, also outside, we got some Railway Express Agency signage right there. You got the museum hours. And then here's their address right there. So you guys are interested coming out to the museum, 41 North Main Street. And museum's open Sunday, 1 to 4. So we got 3 hours of, no, Nikki would kill me. We have a little bit of time here. Then there's the old steel whistle board right there. And here's a war memorial for the Western Maryland Honor Roll. Wow, so that's World War I right there. Amazing. Alrighty guys, so here is the Union Bridge, Western Maryland Station, and it's a beautifully restored property. And over here, I believe this is the passenger side. And then where Nikki's at, that is the freight side. So I got your freight carts waiting, and some really cool pieces. I can't wait to check those speeders out. But this line to my adjacent right is an active railroad. This is owned by Maryland Midland, operated by G&W Company, Genesee, Wyoming. I don't believe they run on Sundays, but always make sure you treat every railroad track as it's live. So we're gonna cross at 90 degrees, be safe, but do not play on railroad tracks. Like there could be a train at any moment, any direction. And also their shop, I think the G&W shop for Maryland Midland is right down the street. All right guys, tucked away here, we have 2 Fairmont speeders, and these are a lot of fun. We've only done the speeder ride at the Maryland, Pennsylvania Railroad, but these are not what they run. Yeah, Muddy Creek Forks. And these are nice closed cab Fairmont speeders. Oh, these are cool. Now the crazy thing is I've seen the Narcoa guys on the internet actually have to lift up on each side and turn the speeder around at a grade crossing. So that's what these handles are for, to actually lift up the speeder and turn it around, because you cannot. All right guys, so here's another signal, and this one is lit up. And I'm not sure how Western Maryland signaling is. I'm sure you can find out inside. But I'm assuming the white light at the top means the signal's active, but it might be an approach. We have a yellow light in the center. So I'm not exactly what that is for. We also have milepost number 10, or it says 2. I'm not exactly sure. Could zoom in. So yeah, not too acquainted with Western Maryland signaling, but it's pretty cool. And over here, I want to check out some of their freight cars. All right, guys, over here we have some Western Maryland freight cars, and over here we have a caboose. And looks like they're in the process of trying to save her. And really old trucks on here. Look at this. Wow. And it says no climbing on equipment. I highly respect that for sure. Not climbing on anything. Got the Stripe logo, Fast Freight logo. Then we have a hopper. Wow. Trucks in there are a little bit different too. Different type of suspension system in there. There's also wood, I guess it's shims in there to probably balance her out. Very cool. Then we got is this a damage-free car or similar to it? Get over here. Got the old school logo. Really cool. And I actually have, you can see Western Maryland very faintly on the side. And also on the back. You can kind of see it. This car looks really cool. I love the logo of Western Maryland. And I have a ton of Western Maryland O-scale pieces. Always looking for more. But it's cool to actually see it in the flesh. And this car here, I don't want to go too far, but I'm not sure if this is a troop carrier or if it was like a kitchen car for MOW, converted from, you know, the troop carrier days of World War II. But it's got the high-speed trucks on there. So pretty cool car. But most likely it was some type of kitchen or bunk car for maintenance away, or the troop carriers. Very cool. And I know there's a troop carrier that's open at the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum in Baltimore City. So if you're interested in seeing a troop carrier car, they have one that's open. I think it's a C&O or might be a Western Maryland car. But anyways, guys, we're gonna go inside and check out the cool artifacts to get out of this blazing sun. All right, guys, so before we go in, I was looking at this platform here at the light. I'm wondering if that's some type of train orders stand. I'll have to ask about that too. But it's pretty cool. All right, guys, so welcome to the freight side of the station. And just letting you guys know, there's free admission to this museum, but they highly encourage a donation. I would like to see some of their merchandise. I would buy some merch. But this is a really beautiful building. Lots of artifacts. And they have a whole Fireball F unit just in the living room almost. It's kind of cool. And then over here, if you want to nerd out, here's a control stand to, it looks like EMD. Got the little caps on here. There's your speedometer right there. You got your forward, your throttle, dynamic, I believe, your engine brake, and then train brake. And of course, the most important, there's your horn. Really cool. You can sit here in the old chair. You know, the arms come up for us larger operators, and you can pretend you're driving or operating a locomotive. Here's a signal right there, cycling through, and signal's huge. You never really get to see the scale of these things until you're up on them. That is pretty amazing. And then there's a front of an F unit. This thing is absolutely amazing. It's coming out of the wall. That is cool. So here is the system right here of the Western Maryland, and it was a Class 1 railroad, and they covered a lot of mileage. And I'm mostly familiar with this side of the Western Maryland. Everything out west of Maryland, I'm unfamiliar with. I've been here, Cumberland, to ride up the Frostburg, but look at that little distance right there. That's the Frostburg Flyer, and they owned all this other trackage. Look at the blue line. I love that. That's cool. Wow. All right, guys, I have two bells on the floor. This one's from engine number 830, 280, and I think it's a Richmond boiler style locomotive. And I have its sister in O-scale, 831. So that is awesome. So that's a piece of history right there. That is absolutely cool. It's even stamped at the top, 830, probably with a strike. Boom. Then 813. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, both 280s. That is beautiful. All right, guys, on the floor, it's this miscellaneous railroad gear. I noticed this mechanical jack. I've used these before on the railroad. They're very dangerous. You gotta be very careful. We gotta use a lining bar or whatnot, or a jack bar. And we still use them to this day. Very, very terrifying. I got some other miscellaneous artifacts. We're only in the same room. There's just so much in here. And then they have a crew board, engine board at Hagerstown. That was the big shop. Look at that. So many spots on there. And then there's a picture of the call board and its habitat. Pretty amazing. And I didn't even see this. There's a switch stand and lantern in the middle of the room. And some other various tools up on the wall. This is just pretty amazing. All right, guys, we're in a new room, and check out this switchboard right here. Now, I've operated one of these at the Harris Tower, but theirs is probably 20 times longer than this. This is pretty short, but I'm not sure if it's pneumatic or not. It does have a gauge down here. Multimeter, so it's not for air pressure, but this might be an electric switchboard. The PRR mostly used air switches, so this is pretty amazing. And all these different switches for services, and got some interlocking right here action going on. Another interlock. These are home signals, I believe. This 1214. Then here's another interlock signal here, at least from my basic NORAC training. That's what I can get from this, but pretty amazing. You got all the lights on here, show you all the different indications. So pretty cool. Over here on the other side, they have some other train related merch. So if you're interested in coming in, getting some merchandise, they have a whole store right here. And I think next we're gonna check out the basement. They said there's a large N scale layout. Look at that, up top, there's a blueprint. Wow, original blueprint. It's pretty amazing. Then over here, this is that, I think that's Baltimore. Port Covington Terminal, Baltimore, yep. There it is. And we just saw a later photo, and you can see one of the bridges going across up here. So pretty cool. I got some other signals up top, some type of dwarf signaling, some type of red lamp. Well, I know there's a stop board.
And of course the building we're in is right down there at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a hobo car. Okay. Wow. This is all that was pretty much outside the door.
Yes, and if you remember that picture, I can't remember if Ken shows you that, but there's a picture of this across what was across the street at one time, up there in the one corner of the building.
That's amazing. So they had a turntable at one point.
Yep.
Or it's still there,
this
right?
This was actually the end of the line
Wow.
when they built the railroad. fall, it's so low, it hadn't rained for a while, it does get a little clear. Like they even put in the big slide that's there at Rocky Ridge. And the brickworks, of course. Yeah, if you ever, it's a little bit hard
Oh, no way.
to know that it's there, but it seems across the railroad, it's off in that little church park. Where they got the big wooden-
Oh, Thermont.
I think I've seen that in like how they go sacks.
Yeah, like a burlap sack they give you to go down on, yeah.
TikTok.
Wow, look at this.
Take my kids up there, but you know, it's like maybe I take the grandkids up there.
This little engine's doing a lot of work.
Yeah, technically he's going uphill. But
It's like a horseshoe curve radiator.
mm-hmm.
It's got a switch back around.
And that's actually supposed to be, you know, Camp David up there on the hill.
Amazing.
It's actually a helicopter. Takes off and lands.
Oh, no way. Let's see.
Because the batteries.
There it goes.
Oh, yeah.
That is cool.
You have to give the guys a lot of credit to come up with this stuff.
That is cool. I like that. Oh, it's on a cam. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Alco's away. F units.
So this layout's kind of our, all things WM did. You know, logging, mining, free freights, passenger service ended in 57, so it wasn't a big deal.
It made it up the hill. She made it. That's cool. There's a tonner engine up here somewhere. I saw it. It's coming around. Oh, no way.
And we do that. We got your pros, clear. And then if it ever lost power, it automatically always went to stop.
Oh, there it goes.
Like just, you know, I'm a machinery guy, so anything that's
That's pretty
mechanisms,
cool.
I'm like, this is cool.
It's so simple too.
Can you imagine them making something like that today and it'll last for, you know, set up? As luck would always have it, right? So we wanted to convert this the way it was, and they used it as an upgrade station. We couldn't find a picture of the inside. So all they had was the original.
West,
plan.
east.
So we went ahead and had this extensive bookshelf built and everything else the way the plans showed when they built the place. And about 2 weeks later, we found a picture, the guy said, sure, of the inside in the 70s, just over there on the wall, and the desks were perpendicular. It's like, whatever.
Wow. It's so simple. You just put a ball to hold the tickets down. That's cool.
And I'm not sure where that one actually came from. Here now it says Walbrook, not here. I'm sure they had something similar in all of
Oh, that's. It's like old brother Rothal. Pay $100 to sing into his can.
First, yeah,
There it
how
is.
they have their own
it.
Wow. What is that?
Yeah, that's the actual control for the signal.
That-
You can make it go.
So that's the tube.
Yeah, so there's,
Oh
stop.
my gosh.
In the east and west, because of course it's signal both directions. And of course, that's the phone thing, is that all still, we're hooked out to the line side phone.
Wow.
It's still, you know, you still do your range for however many
That is amazing.
people you want.
So that's the vacuum tubes glowing.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course,
my
finding
gosh.
those bulbs is almost impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have this.
You can feel the heat coming off it.
This actually works with telegraph too,
Oh my gosh.
which when I was
Alrighty guys, so that's going to do it for today's railroad adventure here at Union Bridge, Maryland, to check out the Western Maryland Historical Society. And guys, I just scratched the surface of this museum. There are so many more artifacts here to see. You could spend hours here, and they're open from the times I showed earlier, Sundays and Wednesdays, and beautiful museum, beautiful property. And it's actually a really nice day out here. And definitely talk to the staff here. They are very knowledgeable of a lot of Western Maryland history and artifacts in the museums. And they have two buildings. So you get to go in the freight house to my left, then the station house to the right. And also you get to check out these cool speeders right here. But guys, definitely come out here. Museum entry is free, but they do, you know, they ask for a donation. I ended up purchasing a shirt, and I tacked on some extra bucks there to help out the Historical Society. But anyways, guys, if you enjoy content just like this, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment below. Love to come back here and do some more videos in the future. But anyways, guys, happy railroading. We'll see you next time.